things stand in terms of the actual weather and wave movement.
Yeah, so let's take a look at some of the higher numbers that we've been able to pick up over the last few hours. Looking at some of these numbers, these are the wave heights from the tsunami that have come in. And we've had several surrounding Hawaii that have been around the 1 to 3 foot wave height range. And remember, that's going to be above what the water level would normally be. But in Hawaii, we have had 4 and 5 foot waves recorded. So again, this is pretty significant. That's going to push that water into streets and parking lots, especially the ones that are going to be right there along the shore and along the beaches. Not necessarily too far inland, which is why the folks tell you to go as far inland and up as you can possibly go. One thing to note though, so here you can see kind of the normal ebb and flow, just these tiny little bumps right through there. Then you really start to see it go. It almost kind of mimics what a seismograph would look like if you were looking at an earthquake, where you can see the ups and the downs. Now, the bigger ones were these first initial few waves. Now we're starting to see things kind of level back off. It is not back down to normal yet, but we are starting to see those wave heights coming back down. This taken from one of the observation sites in Maui into Hawaii. As of right now, the only spot that we still have a tsunami warning in place is this small section of orange color you can see on the map here. This is portions of Northern California. Everywhere else, the Aleutian Islands, portions of Canada, the rest of the West Coast, and even Hawaii are now down to a tsunami advisory, meaning the threat has started to lower just a little bit for those areas. The reason the orange color is still here for portions of Northern California is because the bathymetry of this coastline is a little bit different, making them more prone, more susceptible to some of those more potent waves that will kind of come in and crash along the shoreline right there. So that is in effect still as a warning and is likely going to stay that way for at least a little bit longer. Essentially how we got here, okay? So this red dot, this represents the 8.8 magnitude quake that we had. Not all earthquakes trigger tsunamis. It has to be on the correct type of fault. It has to be a large earthquake. It has to be a shallow earthquake. A lot of things have to come together for an earthquake to even trigger a tsunami in the first place. But once the tsunami does take place, what typically happens is the water gets pushed out in one direction. And you can see that here. And then those waves will continue to propagate outwards, in this case going south and eastward away from the epicenter of the earthquake. The one thing to note is that we can actually time those arrival times for the waves pretty accurately. You start to see 3 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, even 15 hours later. We know